Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machine.
I'm Christi Brown, vice president of sales and marketing.
Welcome to Questions Answered. Christi, this past Saturday, Paula went off to in the morning to hot yoga, which is, if you think about it, it's a real oxymoron that you're going to do yoga, hot yoga, in Florida. All you have to do is step outside and do the same movements, and you'll get the effect. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about hot yoga. I'm here to talk about Pint Sales. After she and her friend did the hot yoga, they went to a restaurant, a cafe called Revelations Cafe in, is it pronounced Lutz?
Lutz.
Lutz, L-U-T-Z. That's just not very far north of Tampa International Airport. Anyway, this was a spectacular restaurant. I know it was spectacular because Paula brought me back a Philly wrap. It was all vegetables, Philly wrap, and I got to tell you, it was one of the best sandwiches I've ever had, and very well priced. But it got me thinking that a fine place like this, selling, different, breakfast. They do breakfast and lunch. They don't do dinner, and they have a very good menu. But after you have something like that and you're leaving, why not have an item that you can take out? And the idea, of course, being the business that we're in, would be pints of ice cream. You can always, you'll always buy, if pints are available, you'll buy a pint for yourself and then one for your significant other at home. So you're buying 2 pints in the deal. And we've talked about this before. I did the math on it, and to make a pint on average of just about any flavor of dairy-free, which is what I would recommend for them because that's the atmosphere of the restaurant was vegan, and the dairy-free would fit in very well, would be about $2.50 per pint. So you're making a pint for $2.50 and selling it for $8, $9, $10. I mean, the profit margins there are fantastic, and like I said, you'll always buy 2. So it's an idea for you to consider if you have a small restaurant or a business like this. Consider doing pints. It's really simple. You just ask the people when they're checking out, would you like to take home a pint of mango ice cream or coconut sorbet, anything that you want. That's it.
I've been playing with Sammy. By the way, for those that don't know, Sammy does not let go of her balls at all.
Ever.
Those are her toys, and that's it. Say yes, yes. So I got asked, a lot of when people upgrade from a CB350 to a floor model, their CB350 is an air-cooled. So naturally, they think they have to go with an air-cooled when they go with a floor model, because that's what they're used to. So the difference between the water and the air is just how it sounds, air-cooled versus water-cooled. Now, both machines are the same. Both are just as efficient. One is not better than the other. Just the air-cooled does produce heat. It can make your little tiny ice cream room that you're making ice cream in quite stuffy. So typically people that do go with an air-cooled are those that have septic tanks, Alaska where it's very cold, remote islands, or places like San Francisco where water is very strict there. Other than that, always go with a water-cooled. It's going to make your room a lot more friendlier, and you don't have to worry about any heat coming into your room. It's just a water line in and a water line out. It's not going to use massive consumptions of water. It's just only going to use water as soon as you turn on the refrigeration. So you can clean the machine all day long, have that dasher running, still not going to use water until you actually turn on the refrigeration. If you have any more questions about the air versus the water or any specifics in mind, just give me a call or shoot me an email. I'll be happy to answer that.
You mentioned the air-cooled in Alaska.
Yes.
What an extra benefit to take the
Yes.
The edge off of that 50 below zero.
Yeah.
Let's see. My next one, he had 2 questions. And the first one was, do you by chance know if your machine goes over 235 RPMs? Actually, 234 RPMs. No, that's the maximum that we set it at. But what I wanted to tell you is that maximum will give you 100% overrun, or for every quart of dairy that you put in, you'll get 2 quarts of ice cream back. But the number itself really doesn't matter. That number is specific to our machine. So in my invention, my 23-year-old invention of the infinite overrun control, you can pick the speed, but we have already said in advance for you that this speed will get you homemade ice cream. This one will get you super premium. This one will get you gelato, and this one will get you frozen custard. So you can't compare between 2 machines because they don't have the infinite overrun control, and it's just a number. It's what works for our machine. The other part of his question is he wants to make our coconut ice cream, and he can't find the coconut and syrup that I was talking about. Well, that product is very well known in the bar trade. It's called Coco Lopez, and it comes in a metal can about like that, and it's concentrated coconut flavor, and there's sugar in there, and it's a heavy gloppy syrup. Goya also makes it and just calls it Goya Coco. And then there's another brand that I have used in the past. It's a container about that big, and it's white plastic, and that one's called Coco Real Cream. Any one of those is going to really do well to enhance the flavor of anything that you're doing in coconut.
It even worked very well in my boozy pina colada Italian ice.
And that formula can be found where? In your book?
In the book and on the our website as well. Or just YouTube the video, but take notes. But if you want the formula down, then you need to buy the book.
Okay.
So a big thing, we all live in a world where everybody has an allergy of some kind. A customer had asked, do I need to break my machine down after I make a nut flavored, like peanuts, in my machine after I run that batch? Absolutely, yes, you do.
Yep.
And my personal opinion to you would be to make sure you take everything apart that you can, because peanuts is the #1 allergy, and then bees are the next one. But any type of nut that you use, I know you've heard me say it before, we have a lady here that's got pistachios, my daughter is walnuts, and then you have people that have peanuts. So any type of nut, save that for your very, very last flavor of the day. So that way you know for a fact you're not going to cross-contaminate anything that you make, whether it's your birthday cake to your chocolate to your fudge brownie, whichever. Take apart everything you can, wash it really good, because you want to make sure you stay safe for everybody else out there. Otherwise, you can be a nut-free shop. There's a lot of people out there that don't have any nuts at all, and they don't make anything like that. You can do that as well. It's your own choice, but definitely break down your machine. And every single part on our machines are dishwasher safe. Take off your O-rings or your gaskets. You don't want to throw that in the unless it doesn't have a heat cycle. I think I'm just rambling now. But anyways, definitely take apart the machine with anything you make with nuts.
You were talking last time we were here about financing, and how we have two sources. One is USA Bank, and the other is our own Sterling Capital Leasing. With inflation, the rates on loans, anything, house loans have gone from 2% up to 6 3/4. Car loans have gone up very high. Everything has gone up. So it's more of a challenge to try to find a decent rate if you're borrowing money for any reason. But I came across this one, and I just wanted to read to you the very, very tiny print. They had a really great ad on TV, on a national network, and they were saying, just fill out this simple form, you'll have an answer in no time. It's really so easy. We've got all this money we want to give you. This one was called On Deck, but I think you could find it in other places too. But On Deck has in very, very small print, and I perused the website for you. I'm going to read it to you. Eligibility for the lowest rates is very limited. Available only to businesses with strong creditworthiness and cash flows, and typically businesses that have shown an excellent payment history on prior loan products with On Deck. They're kind of saying, unless you have borrowed from us before and you've got, a 900 rating. But they go on to say the average, and listen to this, the average rate for term loans is 62.1% APR. And the average rate for a line of credit is 48.9% APR. Averages are based on loans originated in the half year ending March 31st of last year, 2022. Rates really went up a lot.
You'll never pay that off.
Between last year and this year, the rates have gone up a lot more. 62.1%. Please, buyer beware.
30 seconds.
Yeah, we got 30 seconds.
We got 30 seconds.
I can make this super fast.
Okay.
So a very well-known customer of ours that's had their machine for a very long time, they have a 24 quart. They're ready to upgrade to a 40 quart water cooled. Their question was, this is a very good one too, believe it or not. They have their plumbing completely all set up for their 24 quart. They've got it all the way they like it situated, and now they want to bring in that 40 quart. Are they going to have to change their entire plumbing system for a 44 quart just because it's larger? No, you do not. It's the same type of plumbing that's used for the 24 and the 40 quart, and you'll be good. So as soon as you get that 40 quart, you can swap the two, and you're ready to go, and you can move that 24 quart to your next facility that you're going to open down the road. That's my 30 seconds. I did it fast.
And you'll be using the same machine that we put Haagen-Dazs into business with and Ben & Jerry. Well, have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.